One of the more vocal proponents of the return to play, Ohio State head coach Ryan Day. Ryan, how much of your philosophy this fall was driven by the belief that as head coach, your number one responsibility is to advocate for what's best for your players?
Yeah, it was a big part. It's like that every year, but we talked about it a lot as a team with our leadership committee and our coaching staff, and we always believe that you fight for what's right, fight what you believe in, and it started off with the way that Gene Smith, our administration, President Johnson here on campus, Dr. Borchers, created an environment here where our players felt safe from the get-go. I thought the communication was excellent on campus, and so our guys really believe and felt like they could play, and what they really wanted to know was, what it was going to be like when we played other teams. And now that we have that protocol, they're very, very excited about this.
Ryan, what lessons do you think all the entities involved in this over the past 5 to 6 weeks have learned?
First off, this is, one of the more crazy, confusing, chaotic times in our country's history. And that we have to understand that. But I know that the thing that I just talk to our staff about all the time and I feel strongly about is just communication. And the more you communicate and talk through things and understand where people's perspectives are, and, everybody comes from a different angle, and that's one thing that you have to understand is when you come from different backgrounds, different points of view, things like that. You always want to communicate. You're not always going to agree, but it's something that we talk a lot about here, and I think that now more than ever we just have to over communicate and talk things through.
The We Want to Play movement was pushed at the start by players, notably your quarterback, Justin Fields. How much credit do you think Justin and other players who spoke up, made sure their voices were heard, deserve right now?
Tremendous amount. I'm really, really proud of our guys. We talk about our platform here in recruiting that Ohio State offers and the Big Ten offers, and I think you saw it, at a high level here. And guys, when they did speak, it was well thought out. I just couldn't have been prouder of the way that they handle themselves in the media. And it's a tricky situation. It's an emotional situation. There's a lot of dynamics at play throughout, from coast to coast and everywhere in between. And just the way our guys handled it was amazing. Our families, the way that they stuck together during this time, I thought they were always very, very respectful, but at the same time, they wanted to stand up for what they believed in. And so again, what can you say about our leaders of this team and the way that they've handled themselves? It's been tremendous.
Obviously, players had the choice to opt out. A couple did. Wyatt Davis, Shaun Wade. We're talking all Big Ten, all-American candidates. Now both hoping to opt back in. So I'm curious at this point, what's higher level-wise in your locker room? The level of excitement or the level of confidence with the roster that you have returning?
Probably the excitement, because it was an emotional week last week. We had a great practice the day it all came out, but by the end, guys were tired. We actually took the next day off and then had a really great practice on Friday because it's been so emotional. But the excitement level's off the charts. Food tastes better, and everything about it is better when you have something to fight for. But we also have a huge challenge now. Now we know we're playing, but we have 3 weeks to get this thing right in pads. And the last time we really put on pads was last December. So it's a major, major challenge to get this thing up and running in a short period of time. It's good that we do have some seasoned guys and some veterans, but at the same time, this is a huge challenge. And, we can't afford to stub our toe at all. We got to come out of the gate swinging because, we play Nebraska week 1. And they, Scott's doing a good job of building up that program the last couple of years. They're going to come in here hungry. They've been working hard, during this whole time and throughout the summer. And so, we know that's a huge challenge for us. And so now all the focus goes onto that first game.
Ryan, what's your take on the testing protocols that the Big Ten has asked for, required, I guess, before players are ready to go on every Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's tremendous. I think it's, state of the art. I think it's cutting edge. I think it's safe. We talk about a daily rapid test like that. It really eliminates contact tracing. And I think that's, the medical subcommittee really should be commended, and everybody in the conference for getting the tests, because that was a game changer. And now we can look people in the eye and say, your son's safe when he steps on that field. And now the challenge is when he's not in the building and he's not playing, when he's around campus and in his apartment and those type of things, but if you're testing every day, that is the game changer. And so, people here feel really, really strong about that. And that was big.
And obviously one of the restrictions, no public sales of tickets. How strange will it be to run out inside the Horseshoe without 100,000+? And do you think it actually affects performance, maybe at least at the start, or do you get used to it very quickly?
I don't know, because I haven't done it before. But I think it's certainly a different experience, a different atmosphere. You don't have the luxury of having, the fans behind you on third down and making it loud. It will be different, whether, it's a positive or negative. I mean, it's the same when you go on the road, you're not going to have the opposing, team's fans there. So we'll just have to adapt. Again, this is just one of those seasons where there's a different set of criteria out there that we have to handle, and we're going to work on it. We'll try to figure out ways to replicate it during practice.
Lastly, how much of a bonus is it not just playing this year, but to be able to have the rivalry, one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports, to still be the final regular season game, obviously not on its traditional date as the season gets pushed back, but it'll be the final game that you play before Champions Week?
Always, something that we look forward to. It's something we recruit to. We talk a lot about it during recruiting and year round here. We live it every day. And so, yeah, it wouldn't be a season without the rivalry game. And how do you respect the rivalry game? You work it every day. You think about it every day. Your team thinks about it every day, and we talk about it all the time. So, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a season without that rivalry game at the end of the season. So, yeah, we're going to just kind of focus on the first game now. But looking at the schedule, it's exciting to see that game back on there.
Always great to catch up with Ohio State head coach Ryan Day. Ryan, I don't want to keep you for any more time because I know, as we discussed, a shortened season before that opener. So go back with the team. We appreciate the time. We're so excited to see you and Buckeyes on the field in fall 2020.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. See you soon.